So I think a lot of people know the game Flappy Bird. And honestly, the amount of nerves people spent on that game was insane. Especially when it first came out. Yeah, I was still in school back then. But whatever. The old ones will understand. It was the simplest game possible. You tap the screen, the bird jumps, flies between pipes, and that's it. What could possibly go wrong? But somehow, after a couple of minutes, you're sitting there with the face of a person who didn't lose to a game, but to life itself. And then I thought, what if I made Flappy Bird myself? But not in any engine, but directly inside the terminal. So the whole game will be made out of symbols. The bird is a symbol, the pipes are symbols, the border is made of symbols, even game over is just symbol. No sprites, no textures, and no engine. Just C#, a console, and one tiny bird that will still find a way to crash into something. At first, the idea sounds simple. I need to make a bird that falls down, a jump on space, pipes that move from right to left, collisions, a score and game over. But when you're doing this in the terminal, even the most basic things start getting weird. Because there is no scene, no objects, no camera. There is only a cursor in the console. And if you want to draw a bird, you literally move the cursor to the right position and write a symbol there. So I started with the simplest thing possible. One single symbol. First, I created a regular C# console app. Why C#? Because for a small console game like this, it works perfectly. It starts quickly, it's comfortable to write, and you can work with the terminal right away without too much setup. The first thing I needed to do was create the game field. I set the width, the height, drew a border, and placed the bird somewhere on the left side, around the center. At first, the bird was just a symbol, something like @ sign. For now, it couldn't do anything. It didn't fall, it didn't jump, it didn't die. It just stood inside the border and pretended to be the main character. The code at the stage was as simple as possible. An infinity loop cleared the scene, draw the border, draw the bird, add a small delay, and then do it all again. Of course, it didn't look like Flappy Bird yet. It looked more like a lonely symbol trapped inside a rectangle. But for the first step, that was enough. The main thing was that I understood how to draw something that specific coordinates in the terminal. Although almost immediately, the terminal reminded me that it is not a game engine. I tried to draw a field with a specific size, and the game crashed with an error. Turns out, the terminal inside Rider was too small. The code was trying to move the cursor to a line that simply didn't exist. Basically, I told the console, put the cursor on line 19, and the console was like, no, I don't have that line. So I made the field size safer. Instead of just hard-coding the width and height, I started taking the window size from console window width and console window height. After that, the game stopped crashing on startup. The bird was standing inside the border. The terminal was happy, and that meant I could add the most important thing, falling. So Flappy Bird without gravity is not Flappy Bird. It's just a bird that is way too confident, and that doesn't work for us. So I added velocity and gravity to the bird. The logic is simple. The bird has a Y position, it has velocity, every frame gravity is added to the velocity, and then the velocity is added to the bird's position. So at first, the bird falls slowly, then faster, then even faster. A very realistic simulation of how your mood drops after dying 10 times in a row. But there is one interesting thing about the console. The Y coordinate works from top to bottom. Line 0 is the top of the screen, line 1 is below it, line 2 is even lower. So if Y increases, the bird falls down, not up. In normal math, this feels backwards, but in the terminal, that's exactly how it works. After that, the bird finally started falling. For now, without any controls, it just falls down and hits the bottom of the field. At this stage, it wasn't really a game yet. It was more like a sad bird simulator. But now, the project had physics. Well, terminal physics, but still physics. Now I needed to make the bird fly upward. In the original Flappy Bird, the controls are as simple as possible. One action, you press, the bird jumps. You don't press, the bird falls. So I made the jump work with the space key. In C#, you can check if a key was pressed using console key available. If there is a key, I read it with console read key. And if that key is space, I give the bird upward velocity. But since y goes downward in the terminal, upward velocity is actually a negative value. So the jump basically works like this. Give the bird negative velocity. It sounds a little weird, but it works. After that, the game started feeling alive for the first time. The bird falls, I press space, it flies up, then it falls again. And this is where that classic Flappy Bird ride starts to appear. There are no pipes yet, no score, no dev, so for now, this is the kindest version of Flappy Bird. But the controls already work. Before this, I was just watching a symbol in the terminal. Now I could control that symbol. Yes, a symbol, but still. Now it was time to add the main reason why people used to lose their nerves. The pipes. At first I made one pipe, just a vertical line on the right side. Every frame it moved to the left, so the pipe has an X coordinate. Every frame I decrease X by 1, and the pipe moves toward the bird. When the pipe completely leaves the left side of the screen, I move it back to the right. On paper it sounds fine, but visually the first pipe looked terrible, because I drew it with the vertical bar symbol. And that was not a pipe, that was some kind of stick. The bird shouldn't have been dodging it, it should have just asked you what the thing even was. But for the first test, it was fine. The main thing was that the obstacle was moving. It appeared on the right, moved to the left, and then came back again. Also there were no collisions yet, so the bird could calmly fly straight through the pipe. In a normal game, that would be a bug, but I decided to call it tutorial mode. After the first test, it became obvious. Vertical bar is not a pipe, it's a tweak. So I made a pipe thicker. Now it took up several characters in width. Instead of one single line, it started to look a bit more like an actual obstacle. Then I added a top and bottom cap to the pipe. Just like in Flappy Bird. The main body of the pipe was several characters wide, and the cap was a little wider, one character more on the left and on the right. And visually it looked much better. Now it wasn't just a stick anymore, it was a proper console pipe. Then I made the gap between the top and bottom parts smaller, because at first the opening was way too big. Not only a bird could fly through it, a whole bus could probably fit there. And Flappy Bird is supposed to be unpleasant. Not completely unfair, but unpleasant. After that, the game already started to visually look like Flappy Bird. Yes, still in the terminal, yes, still made of symbols, but now you could actually understand what game this was. A bird, pipes, a gap, and future problems. Until this point, the bird could fly straight through the pipe, and that was way too optimistic. So it was time to add dev. I made a collision check. First, I check if the bird hits the ceiling or the floor. If the bird touched the border of the field, game over. Then I check the collision with the pipe. The logic is simple. If the bird's X position is not inside the pipe, then there is no collision with that pipe. If the bird is inside the pipe on the X-axis, then I check if it is inside the gap. If it is inside the gap, everything is fine. If not, it crashed and the game ends. After that, I added an isGameOver variable. If the game is trying, the physics, pipes, input, and collisions keep updating. If the game is over, everything freezes, and game over appears on the screen. Then I added restart with the R key. And from this moment, the game finally became real. Because now you can actually lose. And Flappy Bird without the ability to lose is not Flappy Bird anymore. It's some kind of health resort. Once death existed, I needed a score. Because if you die, you at least want to know how far you got. I added a score variable and made a simple check. If the pipe has completely moved to the left of the bird, that means the player passed it. So we give 1 point for that. But there was a small trap here. If I simply check that pipe is already to the left of the bird, this condition will be true for many frames in a row, and the score will increase every single frame. So for one pipe, you could get not 1 point, but 10 or 20. It feels nice, but at that point it's not a game anymore, it's stat boosting. So I added a pipe passed flag. When the pipe passes the bird for the first time, I added 1 point and set pipe passed true. After that, the same pipe can't give points anymore. When it leaves the screen and appears again, I reset pipe passed back to false. And that's it. 1 pipe, 1 point. Fair. Well, as fair as Flappy Bird can be. Then it became obvious that one pipe was too empty. It passes by, then nothing happens for a while, and then another pipe appears. But in a proper Flappy Bird game, the player should constantly see the next problem coming. So I decided to make multiple pipes at the same time. To do that, I had to reword the code a little. Instead of having just one pipe, I made a pipe class. It stores the pipe's X position, the height of the gap, and a flag that tells whether the player has already passed that pipe. Then I created a list of pipes. For example, 3 pipes placed at a distance from each other. Now, in the main loop, I go through all the pipes. I move each one to the left, I check the score for each one, and I check if each pipe has left the screen. If a pipe goes past the left edge, I find the farthest pipe on the right and place it after that one. That creates an endless chain of pipes. The pipes don't all appear in the same place. They follow each other, and the game immediately became much closer to the original. Now the screen is not empty. The bird is constantly flying toward the next pipe, and now you actually have to keep the ride. At this stage, the game worked, but it still looked too dry, just symbols in the terminal. So I added colors. I made the bird yellow, the pipes green, the border dark gray, the score sign, and game over red. In C#, this is pretty simple. Before drawing something, you set console foreground color, draw the symbol, and then reset the color with console reset color. Then I replaced the basic symbols with nicer ones. The bird was no longer just greater than sign. The pipes were no longer just vertical bar. For the pipes, I started using solid block symbols, and for the border, I used proper corners and lines. And visually, the game immediately became nicer. Before that, it looked like a temporary debug output. But now it started to feel like a small console game. Then I added a start screen, because before, the game started instantly, and the bird began falling in the same second. Basically, I pressed .NET Run, and the bird already had problem. Now the game waits until the player presses space. The screen shows the title and a small instruction. After pressing space, the bird immediately makes its first jump, and the game begins. And after done, you can press R, return to the start screen, and try again. These are small details, but they make the project feel much more complete. Then I added a high score, because the regular score resets after death, and a high score gives you at least one small reason to try again. I created a high score variable. When the player dies, I check if the current score is higher than the best score, update the best score. When restarting, the regular score resets, but high score stays. Then, on the game over screen I displayed score, current score, best, high score. Once the game was working properly, I decided to add increasing difficulty. Because if the pipes always move at the same speed, you can get used to it. And after a few attempts, the game becomes too calm. And Flappy Bird is not supposed to be calm. So I made the pipe speed depend on the score. At the beginning, the speed is 1. Then, with every point, it increases a little. For example, base pipe speed plus score times 0.03. So the farther the player gets, the faster the pipes move. Now the speed increases gradually, but it can't go above the limit. And that's much more fair. The game becomes harder, but it doesn't turn into chaos where a pipe appears in your face in one frame. In the end, I made Flappy Bird fully working inside the terminal. It has gravity, jumping, pipes, random gaps, collisions, score, high score, a start screen, restart, colors, and gradually increasing difficulty. Yes, this is not the most beautiful Flappy Bird in the world, but it runs directly in the console, which means even the terminal can now ruin my mood. And honestly, for a game that started with a simple greater than sign, the result turned out much better than I expected. If you enjoy this kind of format, where I take a simple idea and slowly turn it into a very working project, you can subscribe. Because next I want to make even more experiments like these. Games in weird places, programs that absolutely don't need to exist, and small projects that start as a joke but somehow actually work. Don't forget to like, subscribe and write a comment. And don't forget about my Patreon. There is final builds from my videos and the source code. See you in the next videos.